My story revolves around the discovery of my wife's betrayal with an unexpected source of assistance. My spouse and I have been together for over a decade, and we have a wonderful 9-year-old son, Kay. While I am older than my wife by almost 10 years, I am still in my mid-40s. We've had our fair share of ups and downs like any couple, but overall, we've maintained a friendly and loving relationship. In the early years of our child's life, we even came close to separating, but we managed to overcome those hardships together. We may not be financially well off, but we never go hungry. Just a year ago, a major conflict arose when my wife started showing interest in a suitor. To make matters worse, this suitor happened to be a colleague of mine with whom we had a close bond. This colleague was significantly younger, more attractive, and wealthier, causing this betrayal to sting even more. Despite the pain, I made the difficult decision to forgive both of them, believing that forgiveness could bring us back together. We resolved to start anew and rebuild our relationship. This brings us to the present situation. Recently, my wife made plans to spend the night at her mother's house, a decision I was not particularly fond of, but I understood her desire to spend time with her lonely mother. However, what struck me as odd was that our son was not invited to join her. I found myself questioning why this was the case. Perhaps her intention was to have some much-needed alone time, to relax and escape the responsibilities of household chores, even if just for one evening. That's how my wife explained it. I called her and she was on the trolley bus. We were chatting and about to end the conversation. As we said goodbye, she mentioned that she would be visiting her dear mother in the morning. She asked me to let her know when I arrived there. Just then, I heard the announcement for the next stop, which happened to be close to a man named Stasik, whom I had a heated argument with a year ago. My wife, unaware that her phone's speaker was so clear, didn't realize her mistake. Panic started to set in as I realized this stop was in the opposite direction from my mother's place. How would you feel if you were in my shoes? How would you react? It was obvious that something was off. I had to be absolutely sure before considering our next steps as a couple. Thoughts raced through my mind. I wondered if my dear aunt was aware of the situation or if she, too, was blissfully ignorant like me. Without informing anyone, I decided to take my son for a surprise visit. It was Friday and not too late. As soon as I opened the door, I was surprised to see my mother-in-law, who warmly greeted us, saying how much she missed us. So we made the decision to patch things up for a while and sort out our issues. As I looked closely at her face, I could see surprise, but no avoidance. Her eyes immediately widened, resembling her wife's, indicating that she wasn't aware. "Where's Lenachka?" she asked me. This prompted me to ask you, Zinaida Mikhailovna, as she went to check up on you and stay overnight. I was worried that our second mother would also have a mini stroke. She clasped her hands to her chest, leaned back in her chair, and anxiously said, "Where is she? It's late and something must have happened to her, even though she didn't give me any warning. She should be here by now. She knows I'm always waiting for her." Later, I decided to investigate on my own, and luckily my health remained stable. I called our mother, Elena Beautiful, directly and informed her that I knew where Lenachka was and what she was doing with the child. I made sure to remain calm and not use any harsh language. She didn't even attempt to lie. She simply cried and sobbed through the phone. I could visualize the scene: a messy bed, a glass of wine, and a sorrowful woman barely covered by a sheet. I'm unsure about what to do now, I truly am. Of course, she had her reasons. I started to tally how many times she had spent the night at her mom's place. Over the course of a year, I counted at least 10 instances. But that's just a hunch, I understand that. And I feel sorry for myself. How could I have been so blind? How long would this have continued if it weren't for the fateful trolley bus? Dear friends, thank you for listening to our stories. Subscribe to the channel, put likes, and leave your opinion in the comments. Don't forget to press the bell not to miss new stories, which we try to publish every day. We also remind you that everyone can share unique stories from their life or the lives of friends, which can be sent to us by email, which is specified in the description of the video. Good luck to everyone and be happy!